That is the based on shape. Next type is based on the structure. Based on the structure. So based on the structure, see I mentioned over here. Again, it is of two types: macroscopic and microscopic. Okay. And another classification is their developmental classification. When the bones are developing in a fetus, can you name the types? Developmental classification: membranous bone and cartilaginous bone. Mainly two types are there, but another type is also there, that is called membrano-cartilaginous. Okay, so in developmental also three types are there: cartilaginous, membranous and membrano-cartilaginous. So this is the entire classification of the bone. This is the way you should write in the exam if the question comes for the classification of bone. And wherever you are writing the classification, you have to mention the examples. जैसे मान लो long bone हुआ तो you have to give example. If flat bone, you have to give examples. Okay. So today we will be discussing about the which classification? Classification based on structure. Okay. So first we will see the macroscopic structure. Macroscopic means directly we can see. We don't need microscope. Okay. So here what we will do, we will take the example of long bone. We'll take the example of long bone. I am not telling that other bones we can't take, but we'll be taking the example of long bone because it is easy to understand. Have you seen long bones? Anyone? Please give me some examples. Okay, that means you know. Now, do you know the parts of long bone? See, again, two things are there. Now, if I ask you parts of long bone, again, there are two types. Whatever you have mentioned, epiphysis, diaphysis, those are the parts of growing long bone. Okay. Now, in order to study the structure, we can't take growing long bone. We have to take a mature long bone. So, in case of mature long bone, only three parts are there: upper end, lower end, and shaft. Okay. So, these are the points. Please note it down whenever I am mentioning, or else you will forget. Okay. And these are important. So, can anyone tell me which type of bone is this? Long bone. Okay, it is a long bone. So, as I said, we will be taking the example of long bone. Why? Because it is easy to understand. So, with the help of the long bone, we will try to understand the macroscopic structure. Okay. Now, in macroscopic structure, two parts are there. Can you see? Compact bone and spongy bone. Now, after writing spongy bone, give a slash and write cancellous bone. Cancellous bone. Okay, it is also called as cancellous bone, spongy bone. In some books, it is written as cancellous bone. In case of macroscopic, two types are there: compact bone and spongy bone. And in microscopic, again, two types are there: lamellar bone and oven bone. For both the cases, I have shown you the diagram. As you can see, this is the oven bone and this is the lamellar bone. Okay, so these are the microscopic. In order to see this particular structure, we need microscope. Okay. Now, for this compact and spongy bone, if we take the LS of a long bone, just imagine you have taken femur and you have taken LS of the femur, not TS. LS लेने के बाद क्या होगा femur का? You can open the femur like this. Once you open the femur, you can see what is inside the femur, right? तो ये देखो, here we have taken the LS and then you can see like this. Okay, so here two things can be visible. Please see the diagram carefully. See this particular part, compact part, which you can see, this is the compact bone, and the interior part, which is spongy texture, this is called the spongy bone. Okay, this is the appearance of the compact bone and the spongy bone. Now, from there, if you want to study further, then we have to study these structures, which are microscopic in nature. Right? So first we will see in brief about this. Okay, not in detail because this is a histo demonstration, and then in detail we will be discussing about these two structures. Compact bones are also called as cortical bone. Okay, compact bone are also called as cortical bone because it is having dense material to create much harder structure of the skeleton. So the material which is present in the compact bone, it is dense and it is making the bone harder. Okay. Next, compact bone forms the cortex or the outer shell of most of the bones in the body. Okay, so the compact bone which are there, it is forming the outer shell of most of the bones of the body. Now, if you see the structure of the compact bone, in that lamellae and osteons are present. Okay, lamellae and osteons are present. So you have to know what is lamellae and what are osteons. Okay, you have to know today what are osteons and what are lamellae. But please keep that in mind, these osteons and lamellae, these are present in the compact bone. Because of this lamellar arrangement and because of these osteons which are present, the compact bone becomes harder. And I have shown you the outer part of the bone is made up of compact bone. Okay, now this particular compact bone only will give rise to the attachment of various muscles. You have studied the muscle attachment. You have seen how the muscles are attaching into the bone, inserting into the bone. Okay, so whenever they are inserting into the bone, they are inserted into the compact bone. Okay, not into the spongy bone. Spongy bone andar rehta hai, so they can't go inside. So where they will attach? They will attach into the compact bone. Now the compact bone is formed from a number of osteons, which are circular units of the bone material. Okay, so what is osteon? That also we are going to discuss today. Now each osteon is composed of number of cells responsible for maintenance of the bones, including osteocytes and osteoblasts. So these are the cells of the bone. Okay, now if you see the main functions of the compact bone, as I said, first of all, it is providing protection. It is providing attachment to the muscle. Along with that, it is also providing attachment to the ligaments, tendons, etc. Okay, so skeletal muscle, I hope you know that whenever they are attaching into the bone, inserting into, they form tendon and then they are inserted. I hope you know that, you have studied. Okay, so that attachment is on the compact bone only. Now if you see the function of the compact bone, first of all, support, protection and movement. Okay, very important. It will provide support, protection and movement, and due to the strong nature, it also provide preferred strength. Along with that, it releases calcium in the body whenever it is required. Okay. Next, the compact bone also provide strong mechanical levers against the muscles which create movement. Okay, so whenever the muscles are attaching into it, whenever they are causing movement, okay, the compact bone is the part where those muscles will be attached. Now the functions is supported by the joints created by spongy bone and connective tissue such as tendons, ligaments, etc. Okay, so these tendons, ligaments, these are also attached to the compact bone. Okay. Next, so here you can see another diagram which I have shown. So this particular part is the compact bone. This is the compact bone. Okay, and this interior which you can see over here, this is nothing but the spongy bone. So if you see the appearance of the spongy bone, okay, it is porous in nature, and compact bone, outer bone, and rigid or ivory-like. Next, in case of spongy bone, it is also called as cancellous bone or also called as trabecular bone. Okay, because trabecular like appearance are there. I'll show you what is the trabecular appearance. Okay, so please note that the spongy bone is also called as cancellous bone or it is also called as trabecular bone. Now if you see the spongy bone, it is lighter, softer and weaker as compared to the cortical bone. Light, soft and weaker as compared to the cortical bone. Okay, but it has great surface area and are much more vascular and supplied by blood vessels. That means the blood supply is more, okay, in the spongy bone as compared to the compact bone. Now where these spongy bones are found, so they are found inside some bones and is surrounded by stronger and more protective cortical bone. So interior or inside of the long bone, which I have shown over here as an example, you will see the spongy bones are present. Okay, and what is the appearance of the spongy bone? Trabecular appearance. Now if you see the spongy bone, so here also osteocytes are present and there are small cavities in which the osteocytes are present, and these cavities are called as lacunae. Okay, so osteocytes are present in compact bone also, osteocytes are present in case of spongy bone also. Okay, please keep that in mind. In both the cases osteocytes are present, but in spongy bone the number of osteocytes are more as compared to the compact bone. Now the lacuna are there. Inside that lacuna, the osteocytes are present. Okay, so and in the trabeculae, the lacuna and their accompanying osteocytes are housed in the trabecular matrix of bone along with the bone marrow. Now the speciality of the spongy bone is that due to the trabecular arrangement, they are having large cavities in between the trabecular arrangement. Okay, and inside that trabecula, inside those cavities, bone marrow are present. Let me show you the diagram. Yeah, please see the diagram over here. Can you see, this is the compact bone, this is the compact bone. In between the compact bone, this area which you can see, this is the spongy or the cancellous bone. Okay. Now if you zoom it, then this will be the appearance. So this is called as trabecular appearance. Okay. Now in the trabecular appearance, can you see the empty spaces? Can you see the empty spaces? So in those empty spaces, what is present? Bone marrows are there, and along with that, blood vessels are present. Okay. So this is the appearance of the spongy or cancellous bone. Now from here, so these are the trabeculae. Now if you take one trabeculus and further if you want to see, then it will appear like this. Now this is the microscopic one that will come later on. Okay, so yahan tak up to this much it can be visible without microscope. Beyond that, if you want to see anything, you need microscope. So I hope the appearance of the spongy bone is clear. Now, if you see the functions of the spongy bone, storage of the mineral, storage of bone marrow, site for erythropoiesis, very important. Okay, and along with that, it reduces the weight of the skeleton. Now, if the bone is completely made up of compact bone, then what will happen? The weight of the bone will increase enormously. Okay. Now, if compact bone is present on outer aspect and inside, if porous material is there, then what will happen? The bones will become lighter. But due to harder bones are present on either side, so protection will also be there. That's why the inside or the interior part is made up of spongy bone, so that the weight of the bone can be reduced. Now there is a comparison. So there is a comparison between the compact bone and the spongy bone. You can see the comparison. First of all, density. It is more dense, ivory-like, and it is porous, just like sponge. Haversian system. Have you heard about this? Anyone? Haversian system? Yes. Okay. Today we will discuss in detail about the Haversian system. So, जो Haversian system है, it is present in case of a compact bone, but in case of spongy bone, it is absent. Next, arrangement of the bony lamellae. So these are regular. Here it is irregular arrangement. Location, where it is situated on the outer region. Here it is situated in the inner region. Okay. Just now I have shown you in the diagram. Bone marrow. Here it is absent. Okay, in the compact bone, bone marrow is absent, bone marrow is not there. But in case of spongy bone, it is present. And you can see the weight, approximately 75% is made up of compact bone and 25% is made up of spongy bone. Okay, so these are some important points which will make it easy to understand that what are the differences between the compact bone and the spongy bone. Okay, now this is a beautiful diagram where can anyone tell me which part is the compact bone and which part is the spongy bone? Okay, so this part is compact bone, this part is spongy bone. Okay, so this is the exterior of the bone, this is the interior of the bone. Okay, so exterior में covering रहता है, that is called the periosteum. We'll discuss what is periosteum. Okay, last time I hope you remember that in case of cartilage, what is the outer covering? Perichondrium. Similarly, in case of bone, two coverings are there. One is periosteum, another one is endosteum. Endosteum is also there. Okay, don't worry, we'll discuss. So here you can see the outer covering periosteum is shown. Okay. Next, this particular part, you can see a particular arrangement of the lamellae are present. Okay, this is the compact bone. And here you can see the spongy bone, where the medullary cavities are there. These are nothing but the medullary cavities. तो स्पॉन्जी बोन में अपीयरेंस कैसा होता है? ट्रेबेकुलर अपीयरेंस होता है. ठीक है. एंड इन द ट्रेबेकुलर अपीयरेंस वाइड स्पेसेस आर प्रेजेंट. नाउ दोस स्पेसेस आर कॉल्ड एज मेडुलरी कैविटीज. इनसाइड दैट व्हाट इज प्रेजेंट? बोन मैरो एंड ब्लड वेसल्स आर प्रेजेंट. एज सिंपल एज दैट. ठीक है. Now I have told you that endosteum is present in the bone. Endosteum is also present. तो ये वाला जो part है, these are the parts which are present. This will be lined by endosteum. Okay, marrow cavity is there, and around the marrow cavity the trabecular part of the bone which is there, that will be lined by the endosteum. Okay, and this is lined by periosteum. Periosteum का दो layer रहता है separately. Outer layer is the fibrous layer, inner layer is the cellular layer. Okay, periosteum is highly vascularized. I hope you have studied the blood vessels of blood supply of long bone. Do you remember blood supply of long bone, where you have studied the periosteal arteries also? Okay, so this periosteum, not like the perichondrium, periosteum is having rich blood supply. Okay, and during the time of damage or during the time of repairing, the periosteum helps a lot. Okay, in the time of healing of bone. So this diagram will help you to understand the appearance of both the compact bone and the spongy bone. Okay, next is the lamellar bone and the oven bone. So till now whatever we have discussed, those were macroscopic. Now we are going to the microscopic. Okay, so beyond that, beyond the lamellar arrangement or beyond the trabecular arrangement, if you want to see, okay, what you need microscope. Okay, lamellar bone is the secondary bone. Okay, these are why secondary bone, because they are created by the remodeling of oven bone. That means first oven bones are produced and then remodeling is taking place, where we are getting the lamellar bone. Okay, now in case of lamellar bone, regular or parallel alignment of the collagen fibers are present in the lamellae. Okay, lamellar arrangement का मतलब क्या? What is the meaning of lamellar arrangement? Lamellar arrangement means the lamellae are present. Okay, now what is lamellae? Lamellae are nothing but the thin sheets of bone. Okay, where single sheet of bone is called as lamellus. Single sheet of bone is called as lamellus. Okay, now if you see the lamellar arrangement, it is a very unique and particular type of arrangement. Why it is unique? Because of the arrangement of the collagen fibers. Now if you see the collagen fibers, okay, as I said, they are parallel in each lamellae. Why? Because of this, it is providing mechanical support. Next, highly organized in concentric sheets with much lower proportion of osteocytes to the surrounding tissue. Okay, now the lamellae which are there, okay, the arrangement of the lamellae are different. As I said, is a unique arrangements are there. Three types of lamellae are there. Okay, first, the most abundant type of lamellae are the concentric lamellae. Concentric lamellae. What is the meaning of concentric? Concentric means one single center will be there and so many circles will be there. Okay, so this type of arrangement is there. The most abundant type of arrangements are concentric lamellae. Okay, next, the bones which are present just below the periosteum. Periosteum is the outer covering I have shown you. Just below the periosteum, the lamellae which are present, these are called as circumferential lamellae, which are parallel to the periosteum or parallel to the surface of the bone. These are called as circumferential lamellae. Another type of lamellae is there. Suppose one concentric lamellae, another concentric lamellae. In between these two, the lamellae which are present, these are called as interstitial lamellae. Okay? So like this, three different types of lamellar arrangement are present in the bone. Okay, I have seen that student used to get confused. Every time whenever I am telling about lamellus, I used to mention thin sheet of bone, thin sheet of bone. But just next to that, I will be mentioning concentric lamellae, circumferential. ठीक है? तो उस time confusion होता है. So please keep that in mind. These are unique arrangement of the lamellae. So everywhere the arrangements are not same. It is different. Most of the cases, how they are arranged? Concentric manner. In most of the bones, how they are arranged? In concentric manner. In between two concentric lamellae, the area which is there where the lamellae are arranged, these are interstitial lamellae. Okay, वहाँ पे definite arrangement नहीं रहता है. And just below the periosteum, okay, they are parallel to each other, and these are called as circumferential lamellae. ठीक है? So this lamellar bone is stronger and filled with many collagen fibers run parallel to each other, okay, in the same osteon. Now if you take the cross section, the fibers run opposite direction in the alternating layers. In one layer the direction is different, and in another layer the different direction is opposite to each other. Now this kind of arrangement provides ability to resist the torsion force. Torsion force means twisting force. Okay, this unique arrangement of the collagen fibers, okay, helps to resist torsion or twisting force in the bone. Now this is the most important thing whatever I have discussed. So if you focus on the diagram carefully, can you see this is lamellar arrangement. Now in lamellar arrangement, lamellae is plural, lamellas is singular. Okay, lamellas means one sheet of bone. Okay, so here you can see this is one lamellus, this is one lamellus, this is one lamellus, this is one lamellus. Okay, like this. Now together it is called as lamellae. एक साथ इसको क्या बोलते हैं? lamellae. But if you take one, then it is called as lamellus. Okay. Now what about this lamellus? How it is formed? The structure of any adult bone made up of lamellae. These are called as thin sheets of bone. ठीक है? Each lamellus is thin plate of bone consisting of collagen fibers along with that mineral salts deposited in the gelatinous ground substance. This is how a single sheet of bones are formed. That means if you take the example of this lamellus, ये देखो ये एक lamellus है, ये पूरा. If you take the example of this lamellus, how it is formed? First of all, it is formed by the collagen fibers, type 1 collagen fibers. Along with that, mineral salts are there. That means the calcium salts. And where they are deposited? They are deposited in a gelatinous ground substance. So this is satisfying the components of connective tissue also, where we can see all three components are there, right? And along with that, the thin sheet of bone is also formed. Okay. Next, can you see a small space between the two lamellae? This is one lamellus, this is one lamellus. In between these two, can you see a flattened space? This is called as lacuna. This is called as lacuna. उसमें क्या रहता है? Osteocytes are present. Okay, तो ये देखो, ऐसे सपोज एक प्लेट रहेगा लेमेलस, ऐसे एक प्लेट रहेगा लेमेलस, दोनों के बीच में फ्लैटेंड स्पेस रहता है. Now in that flattened space, what is present? Osteocytes along with the cytoplasmic processes. ठीक है, जो I'll show you the osteocyte how it appear. Osteocyte के साथ उसका cytoplasmic processes रहता है, which used to spread out in different direction. So they are also present in that particular space in the lacuna. Okay. Next, suppose एक lacuna है और एक lacuna है. दो lacuna, both the lacuna are interconnected with each other by canaliculi. Two adjacent lacuna are interconnected with each other by canaliculi. And through that canaliculi, the processes of the osteocytes are traveling or they are passing. Okay. Because of this, the integrity of the canaliculi are maintained. Okay. So these points are important. Please note it down. So as you can see, each lacuna consists of osteocytes. So between the adjoining lamellae, there are small flattened spaces, and these are called as lacunae. Right. Next, each lacuna consists of an osteocytes. Spreading out from each lacuna, there are fine canals. These are called as canaliculi, which I have mentioned just now. And these canaliculi communicate with adjacent lacunae. So adjacent lacunae, how they are communicating, how they are connecting with the help of the canaliculi. Canaliculi में क्या रहता है? What is present in the canaliculi? As you can see, canaliculi are occupied by delicate cytoplasmic processes of osteocytes. Okay. And for your reference, you can see the diagram. So can you see the canaliculi? ये देखो. So this is one lacuna, this is one lacuna. Now these are connected with each other with the help of the canaliculi. And canaliculi में क्या रहता है? As you can see, the cytoplasmic processes of osteocytes. Okay. Now this will maintain the integrity of this particular space. So that was the lamellar bone. Next is the oven bone. So oven bone, these are the premature or you can say immature bones or newly formed bones, specially present in the fetal bone, or suppose when fracture is there. Now after fracture, we know fracture healing is there. Now when the fracture healing will take place, at that time these oven bones are produced. Okay, and gradually the oven bones are converted into lamellar bone. And then these oven bones, they don't have particular arrangement of the lamellae, which we have studied just now. haphazard arrangements are there, okay, but more number of osteocytes are present, more blood vessels are there, and they are weaker as compared to the lamellar bone. So oven bone, they are having haphazard organization of the collagen fibers. For that they are mechanically weak. All the fetal bones are the example of oven bone. Then after fractures, initial bones which are formed, these are also the oven bone, okay. Now these are weaker with small number of randomly arranged collagen fibers. They form very quickly, okay. Now the oven bones are basically either immature or pathologic bone. Now compared to the lamellar bone, oven bone are having much more osteocytes per unit area, as I have mentioned. More number of osteocytes are there, okay. Now oven bone are weaker, flexible than the lamellar bone. Now let me show you the diagram. Now can you see the diagram? So this is the diagram for oven bone, okay, and this is the diagram for lamellar bone, okay. Now can you see this concentric arrangement? Okay, this concentric arrangement is very important. Why it is important? Because in the slide, histology slide, these concentric arrangements are there, which you have to identify the concentric arrangement. तो जो ऐसे concentric arrangement रहता है, उसका center में एक canal रहता है, that is called as Haversian canal. As you can see over here, can you see in the center? These are called as Haversian canal. Through that Haversian canal, blood vessels are passing. Blood vessels, nerves, lymphatics are passing. Okay, very important, because bone is also a living tissue. Everyone, you accept that, right? Bone is also a living tissue. So if living tissue, it needs blood supply, it needs nerve supply. How it will be getting the blood supply and nerve supply? Through this Haversian canal. Through this Haversian canal, the blood flow or the nerves can pass easily, okay. So at the center of the concentric lamellae, a canal will be there, that is nothing but the Haversian canal, okay. Next, here the lamellar arrangement are in concentric form, as you can see, right. Now can you see the osteocytes? Ye dekho, this is one osteocyte, this is one osteocyte, this is one osteocyte. Can you see the osteocytes? So where they are present? They are present in the lacuna. ठीक है, तो just imagine one circle is there, okay, another circle is there. Now in between the circle, as I said, a small space will be there, that is nothing but the lacuna, and inside the lacuna क्या रहेगा? What will be present? Osteocytes along with its processes, okay. Same thing is shown over here. So see, this is one circle, this is another circle. दोनों के बीच में small space रहता है, okay. Space is not huge, small, very small space is there, okay, where the cells are present, where you can see the osteocytes are present. These are the osteocytes along with the processes, okay. Now as you know, bone is a specialized connective tissue. So what are the components of connective tissue? How many components are there of the connective tissue? 3 components. Everyone, how many components are there of the connective tissue? 3 components. Name them: cells, fibers, and ground substance. Okay. Don't ever try to forget this one. ये हमेशा याद रहना चाहिए. 3 components are there: cells, fibers, and ground substance. Bone is also a specialized connective tissue. So you can see cells are present, and in the ground substance 2 parts are there: organic part and inorganic part. That is the specialization in case of bone. Okay. So can you see the name of the cells? First, osteoprogenitor cells are there: osteoblast, osteocytes, osteoclast, and bone lining cells. Okay. In case of cartilage, we have seen only 2 types of cells are there: chondrocytes and chondroblast. ठीक है, but यहाँ पे different types of cells are there, and each and every type of cells, they are having important functions. Next, the bone matrix which is there, it is having 2 parts or 2 components: organic and inorganic. ठीक है. Now in case of organic, what is there? Collagen fibers. Which type? Type 1 collagen fibers, and glycoproteins and proteoglycans. Now in case of inorganic part, what is present? Calcium salts. Okay. Inorganic part में क्या रहता है? Calcium salts are there. Now what are the calcium salts present? As you can see, calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate, fluorides, magnesium, sodium, etc. Okay. These are the inorganic part which is present in the ground substance of the bone. Okay, and this is the modification which is done in the ground substance of the bone. That's why bone is a specialized connective tissue. Okay. Now, if you remember, I have shown you in the beginning that according to the structure, first of all, macroscopic is there and microscopic is there. In case of macroscopic, we have seen compact bone and spongy bone. Now, how does the compact bone appear? How does the spongy bone appear? That we have seen. Now, we will see the microscopic part of that compact bone and microscopic part of the spongy bone. Okay, because beyond that, before that we have seen. Now, what will be the appearance of the microscopic structure? That we will see now. So first, the microscopic structure of the cancellous or the spongy bone. So it is made up of meshwork of bony plates or rods, that is called as trabeculae. So trabecular arrangement already I have shown you. Okay. So each trabeculus is made up of number of lamellae, between which there are spaces, that is called lacunae, in which osteocytes are present. Now the canaliculi are there containing the process of the osteocytes radiate from the lacunae. Now the trabeculae enclosed with wide spaces, okay, which are called as marrow cavities, and inside that marrow cavity, bone marrow is there. Along with that, blood vessels are present. Now trabeculae are covered externally by vascular endosteum. So the trabeculae which are there externally, they are covered by a vascular layer, and that is called as endosteum, where we are getting the osteoblast and osteoclast. Okay, let me show you the diagram. Yeah. So here you can see, so this is the trabecular arrangement which I have shown you earlier. Now this is one trabeculus. If you take the trabeculus, then this kind of arrangements will be there. Okay. Now in this arrangement you can see osteoblasts are there, osteoclast cells are also present. Okay, and along with that the canaliculi are present. Okay. Now so this is the diagram which you have to draw in a practical notebook. This diagram. Now this is the diagram of which type of bone? Spongy bone. This is the histology diagram or histological diagram of spongy bone. So what you can see over here, first of all you can see the periosteum. Now can you see the trabeculae? So these are nothing but the trabecular arrangement. You can see these are the trabecular arrangement. Now in between the trabecular arrangement you can see the large spaces. These are the large spaces. These are nothing but the medullary cavities, spaces of the medullary cavity. Inside that I hope you can see the cells which are present. These are nothing but the bone marrow cells, the cells of the bone marrow, and along with that you can also see the blood vessels. See, these are the blood vessels. Okay. Next, ये जो trabecular part है, this trabecular part is lined by endosteum. Okay, तो ये देखो periosteum यहाँ पे रहता है, outer aspect, and see endosteum is present over here. ये वाला जो lining है, this is the endosteum, endosteal lining. Okay, this is the endosteal lining. And this is also a diagram. This is for your understanding, but this you can draw the previous diagram which I have shown. Okay, this you can draw in your practical notebook. Okay, next, microscopic structure of the compact bone. Now, if you see the compact bone, most of the lamellae are arranged in the form of concentric rings, okay, which already we have discussed. Along with that, Haversian canal is present at the center. Now, this one Haversian canal and the lamellae around it will form the osteon. So in the beginning I have mentioned about the osteon. Now what exactly is that osteon? So one Haversian canal and one concentric lamellae will form the osteon of the bone. Okay. Now between the adjoining osteons, angular intervals are there, which is filled by the interstitial lamellae, and these are the older lamellae. Next, near the surface of the compact bone, lamellae are arranged parallel to the surface, and these are called as circumferential lamellae. Okay. Next, Haversian canals are also there, predominantly running along the length of the bone. Now this Haversian canal which is there, it is running throughout the length of the bone. Very important. Why? Through this Haversian canal, blood vessels, nerves, lymphatics are passing. Next point, the Haversian canal which is there, it is connecting with the marrow cavity, and it is connecting with the exterior also by a canal, and it is called as Volkmann's canal. That is called as Volkmann's canal. Have you heard about this Volkmann's canal? Yes. So here you can see, तो this is the inner aspect of the bone, this is the outer aspect of the bone, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे which bone is this? This is the compact bone and this is the spongy bone. Okay. Now, so here marrow cavity is present. So you can see this is the Haversian canal. Now this Haversian canal is connecting with the marrow cavity and it is connecting with the exterior also with the help of a canal that is called as Volkmann's canal. ठीक है? That is the Volkmann's canal. And here you can see this is the periosteum. Now, can you see this concentric arrangement? Everyone, this is the concentric lamellae. This is which lamellae? Circumferential lamellae. Just below the surface, parallel to the surface, there is the circumferential lamellae. And between these two concentric lamellae, यहाँ का जो area है, this is called as interstitial lamellae. Okay. So these are the things which you can see in compact bone. Okay. Now please keep that in mind whenever the question comes in the exam. Just see whether it is asked about the compact bone or about the spongy bone. Based on that you have to write. Don't write everything. Okay. See what is asked in the question. दोनों का diagram अलग है. As I have shown, okay, previously the diagram which I have told you, which we have to draw in the practical notebook, that is for the spongy bone. Okay, so as you have taken the snap, edit it and write histological diagram for spongy bone. Okay. Now this diagram also you have to draw, and this is for compact bone. Okay, this diagram you have to draw in your practical notebook, ठीक है? And this is for compact bone. So after drawing the diagram in the figure, what you will write? No. Here don't write histology. Here you will be writing the grounded section of compact bone. Grounded section of compact bone. Now why you will be writing this? Now the previous diagram which I have shown, okay, and this diagram which you are looking right now, what is the difference? Difference क्या है? हाँ? The previous diagram, just see the diagram again. See this diagram, okay, this is for spongy bone. See the appearance and see this diagram. Difference क्या है? What is the difference? Yes, who said? Difference is in the? No. Yes, staining. Difference is in the staining. Okay, previous one which I have shown you, that is H&E stain slide. Okay, this is not H&E stain. Now please keep that in mind. Bone का जो slide होता है, histology slide होता है, दो type का होता है. One is grounded section. This is the grounded section, and another one is decalcified. Okay, so previous one which I have shown you, that is the decalcified slide. So you know that in case of bone, the calcium salts are there. If calcium salts are there, directly you can't apply the H&E stain. For that you have to decalcify it. तो उसके लिए क्या करना होता है? Strong acid में bone tissue को रखना होता है, so that the mineralized part can be removed. Okay, or else another solution is there. EDTA solution. It is called as EDTA. Okay, I forgot the full form. EDTA solution is there. There you have to keep the bone tissue, and then it will be decalcified, followed by the H&E stain can be done. Okay, but there are some slides where decalcification is not done. Grounded sections are taken, and from there the slides are prepared. Okay, at that time the appearance will be like this. ठीक है, and please keep that in mind. In case of grounded section, generally periosteum दिखाई नहीं देता है. You can't see the periosteum. Okay, for example, you can see periosteum यहाँ पे दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. Can you see the periosteum? Periosteum नहीं आता है in ground section. Okay, so all those things are for your understanding. Okay, all those things will not come in the exam, but please keep that in mind. जो bone का slide होता है, दो type का होता है. Whenever you see the H&E, that is decalcified, and if you see this kind of appearance, these are grounded section. Both you have to draw in a practical notebook diagram. Okay, but all those things whatever I have discussed, that you don't have to mention. This is for your understanding, but both the diagrams you have to draw in your practical notebook. For spongy bone already I have shown you, and this is for the compact bone. Now what you can see over here. Now this is very important. Why it is important? Because you have to, I have bought some slides Okay, I have bought some slides, and these slides you have to see under microscope. ठीक है, appearance ऐसा होगा, but these are not grounded, these are decalcified H&E stained slides. ठीक है, but still this kind of appearance will be there. And though these are decalcified, that's why periosteum is present. और अगर periosteum रहता है, then it is easy to identify. Periosteum नहीं रहने से प्रॉब्लम होता है. ओके, अगर periosteum रहता है, then it is easy to identify. So it is good that periosteum is present over here on both the slides, so it's easy to identify. Now what you can see in this particular diagram, not concentric circle, concentric lamellae. Okay. तो can you see these are the circumferential lamellae? मतलब ये पार्ट में क्या रहेगा? Periosteum. Okay, means periosteum will be present over here. So that's why you can see the circumferential lamellae, they are arranged, how they are arranged? Parallel to the surface of the bone. ठीक है. Now ये जो डॉट डॉट है, what is the meaning of this? Osteocytes. Okay, that also in the lacunae. Done. Next, can you see this concentric structures? These concentric structures, these are called as concentric lamellae. ठीक है, concentric lamellae. Now in that, I hope you can understand, these are nothing but the osteocytes which are present in the lacunae. Now take one particular concentric lamellae and go into the center. ये देखो, can you see? ये क्या है? Haversian canal. Okay, तो in case of Haversian canal and the Volkmann canal, now Volkmann canal and Haversian canal, mostly they are perpendicular to each other or they will be oblique to each other. What is Volkmann canal? I have shown you and I have told you also. तो जो Volkmann canal होता है and Haversian canal, how they are oriented? Either perpendicular in most of the cases, or in some cases they are oblique to each other. Okay, this is the orientation of the Volkmann canal and Haversian canal inside the bone. So whenever you are taking TS, this will be the appearance of the Haversian canal. Okay, and through Haversian canal blood vessels are passing, which you can see over here. Today I will show you in the histo slide. Okay, when I will zoom it in 40x, at that time you can see at the center small structures can be seen. These are nothing but the remnant of some blood vessels. Okay, that can be seen. Now can you see the interstitial lamellae? This is one concentric lamellae, this is one concentric lamellae. In between both, can you see the interstitial lamellae? Okay. Now another important thing which you can see, that is called the cement line. That is called the cement line. Can you see the cement line? ये देखो, bright appearance होता है cement line का. Okay, तो cement line actually क्या होता है? Suppose one concentric lamellae, another concentric lamellae. Okay, in between them जो interstitial lamellae होता है, all the components of the connective tissue are present except the collagen fibers in that particular area. Okay, because of that it appears brighter in nature, and that is called as cement line. Okay, that is called as cement line. Now cement line, it's not visible over here, I have not seen. Okay, but in the book picture it is given, and whenever you are drawing the diagram, you have to draw the cement line. Now what is this? Do you think there is any similarity between this diagram and this diagram? क्या similarity है? Now first, wait. First, this is the diagram of what? Compact bone. Which section? No, not section, means which type? It is H&E stain. That means decalcified. Okay, this is H&E stain slide. That means it is decalcified. Previously it was grounded. Okay, now here can you see the periosteum? Here labelings are not done. I have not given the labelings because in histo slide whenever you will see under microscope labelings नहीं रहता है. You have to identify from your own. That's why I have not given the labelings over here. Can you see the periosteum? ऊपर थोड़ा दिखाई दे रहा है? Yes. तो see. So that's why whenever periosteum is present, it is very easy to identify. ठीक है? So once periosteum is present, that means this particular lamellae, which type of lamellae will be this? Circumferential lamellae. Now can you see the What is this? Concentric lamellae. What is this? Concentric lamellae. This is concentric lamellae. Okay. Next, can you see the center? क्या है center में? Eversion canal. Okay. Now, why it is looking empty in this particular? Yes. So whenever we are preparing the slide, okay, as such structures are not present over there, so it can't take the stain. That's why it is appearing white in nature. Okay. Next, what are this? What are this? These are osteocytes. Where they are? Can you see the empty space? Small empty spaces. These are present inside the lacuna. Okay. Why you can see the empty space? No. Osteocytes are there, but still why you can see the space? Because whenever the slides are prepared, the cells will shrink. Okay, whenever the slides are prepared, because so many chemicals we have to pour, तो उससे क्या होता है? cells जो होता है shrink हो जाता है. As a result, जो space है occupied किया हुआ है पूरा थोड़ा कम हो जाता है. तो empty space which are there that can be seen. ये देखो दिखाई दे रहा है. In generally, it is completely occupied by the osteocytes. ठीक है? So this is very important. Please see the diagram carefully, because with the help of this you have to identify the slides under microscope. Okay. Now, so many times I have mentioned that different types of cells are there, right, in the bone. What are the different types of cells are present in the bone? Osteoblasts are there, osteocytes are there, osteoclasts are there, bone lining cells are there. Okay. Now see, this is how they appear. Now this you can see the osteogenic cell, this is the osteoblast, this is the osteocytes with the cytoplasmic processes, and then this is the osteoclast cell. Okay, now osteoclast cells are larger as compared to these cells, okay, and they are multinucleated. Can you see? They are multinucleated, okay, and the osteoclast, where they will sit, where they will present in that particular area, finger-like projections are there, okay. And these are called as ruffled border, as you can see. These are called as ruffled border. Now this, can anyone tell me the function of osteoclast? Any idea? These are bone removable cells. Osteoclasts are bone removable cells. Now why we want to remove bones from our body? Yes, very good. I am coming to the osteoclast. First, osteoprogenitor cells, okay, these develop from mesenchymal cells. They give rise to the osteoblast cell whenever it is required. Okay? Next, osteoblast cells, these are nothing but the bone forming cell. So whenever bone formation is required, at that time giving rise to the collagen fibers, deposition of the matrix, all those things are done by the osteoblast cells. Next, osteocyte cells, these are the resting cells. Mainly they are present in the lacunae and the processes in the canaliculi, which are maintaining the integrity of that particular space. Next, osteoclast cells are their large multinucleated cells, and they are present in Howship's lacuna. Okay, now what is this Howship's lacuna, and what are the functions of this osteoclast? These osteoclast cells, wherever they are present, okay, as I said, they are having multinucleated, and ruffled border are there. Okay, इसका function क्या है? It is to remove the bone. Now why it will remove the bone? And this removal is required during the time of remodeling. Okay, suppose fracture is there, and after fracture healing is taking place. When the healing is taking place at that time, this osteoblast will go and deposit huge amount of bone in that particular area to heal the fracture. After that, some extra amount of bone is left, bone tissue is left. Now, if it is not removed, then the normal structure will not be maintained. At that time, these osteoclast cells will go in that particular area and will remove the excess amount of bone which were formed by the osteoblast cell. That's why the osteoclast cells are important. Wherever they will be present in that particular area due to the secretion of enzymes. Now, how they will remove the bone? For that, they secrete enzymes, okay, which helps in demineralization and followed by the removal of the bone. Okay, the examples of the enzymes which are secreted by this particular bone cells are MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases. Matrix metalloproteinases. Okay, acid phosphatase. These are the two important enzymes, acid phosphatase and matrix metalloproteinase. Okay, I hope you know, you are studying biochemistry. So if it is enzyme, what will be the this one terminal letters, means end letters. If it is A's, that means it is enzymes. Okay, so these particular two enzymes are secreted by these cells, which helps in removal of the bone. Okay, though these enzymes are secreted, that's why wherever they are present, a depression is produced. Okay, and that is called as Howship's lacuna. जहाँ पे ये सेल्स रहता है, इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया जो एंजाइम सीक्रेट होता है, एज ए रिजल्ट ऐसे एक डिप्रेशन फॉर्म हो जाता है, और वहाँ पे वो दो सेल्स विल गो एंड सिट, एंड जो डिप्रेशन फॉर्म होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज हाउशिप्स लैक्यूना. दिस वन, हाउशिप्स लैक्यूना. ओके, नेक्स्ट द लास्ट वन इज द बोन लाइनिंग सेल्स. Now these are having a function for transport of different materials, especially the calcium ions, whatever it is being transported from blood or into the blood, in that the function is done by these bone lining cells. Okay, so these are the different types of cells present in the bone. Okay, next we know that bone specialized connective tissue cells we have seen. Next, which type of fibers are there? Only type 1 collagen fibers are present. Okay, and these are also called as osteoid collagen. Next, they are synthesized by osteoblast. They are embedded in the ground substance. Now these particular fibers are arranged in the layers of lamellae. Now what is the arrangement? A unique pattern is there, and you can see the unique pattern. Each lamellae are parallel to each other, but these fibers in the adjacent lamellae are perpendicular to each other. Okay, in one lamellae they are parallel to each other, but if you take the adjacent lamellae, they will be perpendicular to each other. So that is a unique arrangement of the collagen fibers present in the bone. Okay, now what is the function of these collagen fibers? They provide tensile strength and resilience to the bone. This is the most important function provided by the collagen fibers which are present in the bone. Okay, next you can see cement lines. Already mentioned what is the cement line. Each osteons come in contact with the other osteons surrounded by a refractile layer of the mineralized bone matrix, that is called as cement line. इसमें क्या होता है? Does not have collagen fibers and it is distinctly visible. Other components are there of the connective tissue, only the collagen fibers are not there. That's why it appears completely white in nature or bright in nature, and that is called as the cement line. So we have seen the cells, we have seen the fibers. What is left? Ground substance. In case of ground substance, how many parts are there? 2 parts are there. The ground substance of the bone, how many parts are there? 2 parts. Organic part and inorganic part. Okay, so you have to differentiate. Whenever you are writing, you have to you don't write together, you have to differentiate it and then you have to write. So organic part में क्या रहता है? First of all, collagen fibers will be there. Along with that, GAG, that is glycosaminoglycans, and proteoglycans are there. Along with that, water molecules are also present. 2 special type of glycoproteins are present, that is the osteocalcin and osteonectin. Very important. 2 specialized glycoproteins are present in the bone. What are they? These are called as osteocalcin and osteonectin. Now why these glycoproteins are present? They help in the mineralization of the matrix. They will hold the calcium ions together. Okay, as you can see, they bind with the calcium ions and therefore plays an important role in the mineralization of the bone. Okay, that means जो calcium salt deposit होगा उसको bind करके रखेगा एक साथ, this osteocalcin and osteonectin. Okay, so that is the organic part. Next is the inorganic part. Inorganic part में क्या रहता है? Calcium salts. Inorganic part में क्या रहता है? Calcium salts. So as you can see, principal component is the crystal of calcium phosphate. Crystals of the calcium phosphate. Now along with that, it also contains calcium carbonate, calcium fluoride, magnesium, sodium, etc. These are also present. Next part is very important. These minerals form a needle-shaped crystal. Now these minerals which are present together, they will form a needle-shaped crystal. What is the name of the crystal? Hydroxyapatite crystal. Okay, a needle-shaped crystal is formed and that is called as hydroxyapatite crystal. Okay, now This is the formula of the hydroxyapatite crystal. If you are good in chemistry, you can write the formula in the exam. I don't mind. Okay, if you don't write, then also it is okay. But if you are good in chemistry, you can write the formula. ये देखो, ठीक है? So this is the hydroxyapatite crystal. Now how they are arranged? As you can see, these crystals lie parallel to the collagen fibrils in the lamellae. So in each lamellus, what is the arrangement of these particular crystals, hydroxyapatite crystals? They lie parallel to the collagen fibrils. Okay, so that is the inorganic part of the ground substance of bone. ठीक है? So that is all about the connective tissue portion of the bone. So today we have seen the microscopic structure also, and along with that we have covered the connective tissue component of the bone also, where we have seen the cells, fibers and ground substance. And in ground substance, two parts are there. Okay, organic part and inorganic part. As you can see over here, this is the organic part and the inorganic part. So what is present, what is the function? Here what is present and what is the function? Okay. Now lastly, what is left? Covering of the bone. Okay, so in covering of the bone, as you can see, so again I will be taking example of long bone. So this is the compact bone and this is the spongy bone, right? So the outer aspect of the compact bone is covered by a fibrous layer that is called as periosteum, where two layers are there. The outer layer is the fibrous layer and inner layer is the cellular layer. Okay, as you can see, this is the outer layer fibrous, inner layer is cellular layer. Okay, now this periosteal layer, okay, suppose this is the bone, this is the compact bone, okay, outer part. Now the periosteum, how it is attached to the bone? ऐसे attached नहीं रहता है. There are some specialized collagen fibers which will anchor the periosteum along with the compact bone, and these are called as fibers of Sharpe. These are called as fibers of Sharpe. What it will do? It will anchor the periosteum along with the compact bone. Okay, or else what will happen? The periosteum can come out from the bone. Okay, so something must be there which will hold the periosteum along with the compact bone. For that, a special type of collagen fibers are there, and these are called as fibers of Sharpe, SHARPEY, or Sharpe's fiber. Okay, next endosteum. You can see where the endosteum is present. ये देखो कहाँ पे endosteum रहता है. Now, as I said, periosteum is a vascular layer. It is having rich blood supply. Okay, it provides protection. Along with that, it also provides nutrition to the outer aspect of the bone. Now, can anyone tell me where the periosteum is absent in a bone? Yes, very good. In an articular area. So synovial joint already you have studied. Synovial joint, तो जो articular area है which will form the joint, okay, in that particular area periosteum are not present. Periosteums are absent. Why? Because this area is covered by articular cartilage. Now, articular cartilage is a which variety? Hyaline cartilage. What is the speciality? Perichondriums are absent. In that case, perichondrium is absent. Like this you have to answer in the viva, one by one. Okay? ठीक है, so that is all about the bone.